Today marks Abang Johari's 5th year as Chief Minister. Sarawak's crime index in 2021 has dropped and at least 7 people were killed in China's flooded power station. Those are the headlines for tonight. I'm Hari Zainuddin and this is TVS Nightline. Today's date, 13 January 2022, is definitely one for the records book, as it marks the 5th year that Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg was given the trust to become the 6th Chief Minister of Sarawak. He was again given the mandate to continue and lead Sarawak to wonders after winning the 12th state election with a record-breaking mandate, 76 seats out of 82 seats contested. This clearly proves that the people of Sarawak has their utmost trust in his leadership, commitment, and integrity as the Chief Minister, paving the way for Sarawak to achieve greatness.
Awang Johari, or more profoundly known as Abang Jo, is committed in leading Sarawak towards a developed state by 2030. With over 40 years of experience in politics, Abang Jo has the capability to develop Sarawak, a state blessed with its natural resources. Always committed to protecting and fighting for the rights of Sarawak enshrined in the 1963 Malaysian Agreement. Among his achievements serving as Sarawak's 6th Chief Minister are forming Petroleum Sarawak Berhad or Petros on August 2017 to uplift the oil and gas sector in Sarawak. Sarawak is also set to be the first state in the country to establish an integrated petrol station, offering fossil fuel, electricity, and hydrogen. Under his governance, Sarawak has also acquired the 2 billion ringgit sales tax imposed by Sarawak against Petronas. In addition, Sarawak has now transitioned from the traditional economy to a digital economy, emphasizing on technology's integration in various sectors such as agriculture, tourism, smart cities, health, e-commerce, digital government, transportation, and social. Among the said technology integration is the introduction of a state-owned e-wallet application known as Sarawak Pay to promote cashless society among the community. In conclusion, the list of his achievements and initiatives under Abang Jo's belt has proven that Sarawakians is satisfied with the developments brought by his administration and is keen of what is yet to come, especially in realizing the dream of making Sarawak a developed and high-income state by 2030.
Now, the first 5 years under Abang Johari's governance has showcased excellence, despite various challenges in political, economic and health aspects. Senior Works Minister Datuk Sri Fadilah Yusof expressed that Abang Johari's service has given many impacts and benefits to the economy, the state and its people.
According to Fadilah, Aban Johari has implemented over 100 initiatives for the welfare of Sarawakians and the state, focusing on holistic sustainable development in both urban and rural areas. He added that the people's mandate is translated through Gabungan Party Sarawak's landslide victory during the recent state election, a clear sign of confidence of the people's trust in Abang Johari's leadership. And for that, Fadilah thanked the Chief Minister for his contribution in leading the state with great excellence. Meanwhile, IGAN Member of Parliament Ahmad Johnny Zawawi said Aban Johari has fulfilled his promise in fighting for the rights of Sarawak. Since appointed as the Chief Minister of Sarawak, various achievements was made, including the 5% sales tax from Petronas and Sarawak's success in obtaining eroded rights as promised in the 1963 Malaysia Agreement. Every initiative taken evolved around the slogan Sarawak First, used to drive the socio-economic development forward for the betterment of the people. The Chief Minister is also known as a leader who cares about the welfare of the rural communities, proven as a large allocation was provided in the Sarawak state budget.
Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg has successfully implemented the vision and aspirations of the late Pehin Sri Adnan Satim. Socio-political analyst from University of Malaya, Professor Dr. Awang Azman Awang Pawi, is in the idea that Abang Jo has successfully continued the vision fought by the late Tok Nan.
Kewujudan Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Aban Johari dalam konteks landscape politik Sarawak yang masuk tahun kelima dalam masa terdekat ini, sebenarnya kita dapat lihat kerana beliau mendapat asas-asas yang kukuh yang begitu kuat sebelum ini apabila Perdana Menteri Adnan Satem mampu menstabilkan politik, mampu menstabilkan ekonomi, menstabilkan juga perpaduan. Apabila telah dirapatkan aspek tersebut, ia menjadi landasan yang terbaik untuk Tan Sri Abang Johari untuk membawa Sarawak ke arah yang lebih baik. Misalnya apabila isu mengenai hak Sarawak, isu mengenai perjanjian Malaysia itu yang mula-mulanya dibawa oleh Perdana Menteri Adnan Satem, hal ini kemudian diteruskan oleh Abang Johari untuk dibawa ke peringkat yang lebih baik.
He said so when contacted by TVS to review Abang Johari's performance in his 5 years as Chief Minister of Sarawak. In that, he said, Aban Johari also has the ability to ensure that all the aspiration and demands of the people of Sarawak to be fulfilled.
Dan kita faham di bawah pentadbiran Adnan Satem yang singkat itu tidak memungkinkan beliau melakukan lebih banyak pembangunan dalam konteks negeri Sarawak, tapi kemudiannya diteruskan ada kesinambungan pembangunan tersebut dilaksanakan oleh Abang Johari dalam pelbagai aspek, dan ini merupakan satu bentuk kesinambungan pembangunan yang dibawa Abang Johari dalam konteks ekonomi, sosial, politik, perpaduan dan sebagainya.
In Abang Johari's 5 years as Chief Minister, many achievements and successes have been brought by his cabinet in ensuring that Sarawak continues to grow and develop by 2030.
Now on to the next one. Sarawak Disaster Management Committee SDMC had earlier abolished the need to fill in the Enter Sarawak application for those wishing to enter the state. Following this decision, it has received positive responses from everyone, especially those that has been long separated from their families due to the COVID-19 travel restriction. Now, individuals who wish to enter Sarawak need only to fill in the health declaration form. A public university student, Faris Karim, reminisced the complications he faced when a stricter standard operating procedure was in place.
Saya rasa sangat seronok, saya rasa happy dan saya rasa lega sangat bila kerajaan mengumumkan yang Mak Inter Sarawak tak perlu lagi isi. Saya rasa sangat lega dan seronok. Terima kasih kerajaan Sarawak sebab faham kami, situasi kami di mana kami yang nak pergi ke Sarawak ni kena lalui banyak sangat prosedur, banyak sangat step, banyak sangat dan prosedur sangat rumit. Jadi terima kasih kerana telah memudahkan perjalanan kami. Saya nak pergi Sarawak sebab saya nak jumpa atuk dengan nenek saya. Atuk saya orang Sarawak, Kuching Sarawak. Nenek saya orang Semenanjung. Jadi sejak PKP, sejak COVID datang, sejak PKP ni dah lama sangatlah tak balik kampung. Dah lama tak sambung raya sama-sama. Raya pun selalu guna video call je. So saya harap raya kali ni saya satu keluarga dapat jumpa atuk nenek saya dekat Sarawak tu.
Meanwhile, Nur Khalizah Khaliluddin said that the relaxation of the entry requirement into Sarawak can make it easier for the public who are not literate as well as to attract tourists.
Kerana ini merupakan tindakan yang bijak kerana memudahkan urusan orang awam. Ia menjimatkan masa untuk setiap orang meneruskan perjalanan mereka keluar masuk antara Semenanjung dan juga Sarawak. Kerana ada sesetengah pihak ataupun golongan yang tidak berapa mahir kepada IT ataupun penggunaan aplikasi. Jadi ini menyukarkan mereka kerana tidak berasa selesa dan mereka perlu belajar perkara baru. Jadi dengan kelonggaran yang diberikan, tiada sebarang sekatan, lebih memudahkan orang awam, terutama kepada golongan yang memerlukan perjalanan yang singkat dalam keadaan yang penting ataupun keadaan yang kecemasan. Secara tidak langsung dapat menarik pelancong untuk masuk ke Sarawak. Jadi lebih mudah untuk mereka masuk ke Sarawak dan meningkatkan lagi kadar pelancongan di Sarawak.
Additionally, SDMC has announced that non-Malaysian citizens who have been in the country for more than 14 days are not required to fill in the Enter Sarawak form. The decision will take into effect starting January 14, 2022. Some 97.8% of the adult population in the country, or 22,893,234 individuals, have completed their COVID-19 vaccination as of yesterday. Based on the Health Ministry's COVID Now portal, 99% or 23,175,181 individuals of the adult population have received at least one dose of the vaccine. As for the adolescent population, involving those aged between 12 and 17, 90.8% or 2,858,992 individuals have received at least one dose of the vaccine, while 88% or 2,770,412 individuals from the group have completed the vaccination. Sarawak's usage of intensive care unit or ICU beds for COVID-19 patient falls under the second lowest in the country, dropping further to 36.4% yesterday. Furthermore, Sarawak's rate was also way lower than the national ICU bed utilization rate of 54.9% yesterday. Kelantan recorded the highest ICU bed usage at 67.1%, followed by the Klang Valley, Johor, Melaka, and Sabah. Other states that had ICU bed utilization rates lower than the national rate included Perak, Penang, Negeri Sembilan, Terengganu, Kedah, Pahang, and Perlis. Labuan recorded the lowest COVID-19 ICU bed usage at 25%. Now, a total of 46 residents from 5 families in Kampong Seduan Jaya were evacuated to the Dewan Kampong Jeriah Temporary Evacuation Centre (PPS) following the rising flood waters in the area since Tuesday. To be mobilized in facing floods during this northeast monsoon season. At the same time, all the operation rooms in each district had been operating round the clock to monitor the situation in the flood-prone areas.
Kita difahamkan hujan berterusan melanda seluruh, especially di bahagian selatan Sarawak, dan semua SPD ataupun diarahkan untuk membuat pengawasan bersama-sama dengan pihak bomba ke kawasan-kawasan yang berisiko lah, seperti tepi-tepi sungai di kampung-kampung berkenaan lah. Jadi pengawasan ini setiap masa pihak polis dan pihak bomba akan mengawasi level-level sungai lah, supaya kita dapat ambil tindakan segera jika sekiranya berlaku kenaikan yang mendadak di seluruh negeri Sarawak. Setakat ini keseluruhan anggota yang dah ditugaskan untuk mengawasi banjir sebanyak lebih 3,500 orang di seluruh negeri Sarawak, dan pihak gerakan di semua daerah ataupun di sisi telah pun bersiap sedia.
He said so after the presentation of Sarawak's PDRM achievements for last year at the Sarawak Contingent Police Headquarters on Thursday. Police have also identified risky areas and are ready to act in the event of water rise, especially in high-risk areas.
The declining number of major crime cases were due to the movement restrictions and the COVID-19 pandemic. However, there is a 92.6% increase of cases that involves commercial crime cases at 2,816 compared to 1,460 cases in 2020. With losses recorded at 70.35 million ringgit. There was a spike in number of murder cases at 24 in 2021 compared to just 8 cases in the same period in 2020. As such, the crime index in Sarawak was well below the crime case threshold set by Bukit Aman.
ID said the Sarawak police contingent as a whole had successfully reduced the crime, narcotic and the accident rate in 2021. However, only commercial crime cases show an increase.
Bagi Jabatan Kesihatan Jenayah Komersial pula, bagi tempoh Januari hingga Disember 2021, sebanyak 2,816 kes dinyatakan berbanding dengan tempoh sama sebanyak 1,460 kes pada tahun 2020. Ini menunjukkan peningkatan sebanyak 1,354 kes. Hampir sama ganda, iaitu 92.61%. Dan jumlah kerugian bagi tempoh di bawah jawatan atau jalan komersial pada tahun lepas berjumlah 73.5 juta. Manakala pada tahun 2020 sebanyak 66.5 juta.
Meanwhile, arrests made by the Narcotics Crime Investigation Department showed a reduction of 6,607 arrests in 2021 compared to 2020, where a total of 10,294 people were arrested.
Perbandingan dan juga perbandingan rampasan pada tahun 2021 mencatatkan kenaikan daripada jumlah 15.2 juta ringgit pada tahun 2020 kepada 19.8 juta ringgit, iaitu penurunan sebanyak 30%.
At the same time, road accident cases also showed a decrease for the period of January to December 2021, which was 1,907 cases or 11.8% compared to the total recorded in 2020, a decrease from 16,122 to 14,242 in 2021. Meanwhile, for cases involving corruption and misconduct of members and police officers in Sarawak, he informed that Sarawak recorded a total of 140 cases, in which there were 97 integrity cases and 6 other corruption cases, 20 crimes and 12 drug cases.
Dalam episod akan datang, Empresses in the Palace.
手工来作践本宫。额娘抱你去玩好不好？
我不要，我不要。
啊，镯子丢了，情丢不得。碎轩里晾好了皇上爱喝的茶，皇上去喝吗？
你都这么说了，这能不去吗？
Jangan lupa Empresses in the Palace. Isnin hingga Khamis, 9.30 malam. Di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My TV.
熹妃，你还是好好的安胎吧。臣妾恭送皇后娘娘。
Jom bersama saya Khairul Nizam Naha mengembara dan meneroka keindahan alam di bumi Kenyalak.
Mengambil masa 1 jam 30 minit depend dengan kita orang putih.
Banyak jalan tu ni ada ni kiri-kiri pasal baru tu dulu.
Setiap Isnin jam 10.30 malam hanya di saluran 122 Astro dan My TV. Jom ninjau.
This is our world today. Complicated ideas, news saturation, information overload. We'll delve into the issues, break down the stories to see what matters and why it matters.
Your hands are not on the wheel and hasn't used anything. Okay, it's moving by itself. Wow. I just don't get fat.
Welcome back. Op Benteng, an operation to guard against illegal entry at borders under the National Task Force NTF, will end in June this year. Home Minister Datuk Sri Hamzah Zainuddin said all new implementations and plans regarding the operation would be handed back to the Home Ministry for further action.
Commenting further, Hamzah said although the NTF will end this coming June, the Gasak Laut and Darat operations will be reactivated to curb cross-border crimes. He also added that the initiative to appoint auxiliary police by resort operators will be implemented to strengthen Sabah's waters.
The shortage of workers has been identified as the cause of the 20 to 30% decline in the production of fresh fruit bunches. And until job vacancies in oil palm plantations are filled, the situation will likely get worse for plantation companies in the first quarter of 2022 before it improves.
Sime Darby Plantation Berhad Managing Director Muhammad Helmi Othman Basha said the industry is short of 70,000 workers as borders were shut down to prevent the spread of COVID-19. In addition, the shortage in labour has resulted in the loss of tax revenue to the government. The Malaysian Palm Oil Board MPOB Director of Economics and Industry Development Division Fauzia Arshad said the government should come up with relevant policies to ensure Malaysian palm oil continues to be relevant. Fauzia noted that while Malaysia's palm oil exports have reached 90% of its production, the export ratio between processed and crude palm oil has decreased. And if this continues, Malaysia would not be able to achieve its downstream expansion targets.
The signing of 13 memorandums of understanding between Malaysian companies and their international tech counterparts would allow Malaysian companies to expand their global footprints and bring about a collaborative transfer of technology and knowledge that will strengthen Malaysia's digital technology ecosystem.
As such, Malaysia can enhance collaborations towards increased adoption of high technology and innovation, smart manufacturing, and all matters integral to the Fourth Industrial Revolution, RI 4.0.
With the Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation, or MDEC, the government of Malaysia will continue to drive the digital economy forward towards making Malaysia a globally competitive digital nation, anchored on innovation, sustainability, and shared prosperity, and firmly establishing the country as the digital hub of Southeast Asian nations. Key to the achievement of this vision would be collaborations. Effective collaboration will certainly lead to successful innovations.
The Malaysian companies that signed the MOUs include Aerodyne Group, Comms Technologies, and Softspace, with international partners National Bonds Corporation of UAE and Qatar Financial Centre Authority. Anwar said that these companies are poised to be global leaders in their respective sectors. Aerodyne Group, for instance, was ranked third globally in a report by Drone Industry Insights in 2019 and has been at the forefront of the drone industry.
From seeking more and more opportunities domestically and globally, signaling the resilience of our businesses and the ongoing global interest in Malaysia's digital technology and innovations.
Anwar said the government and MDEC were working hard to ensure tremendous opportunities and also made sure that the government would constantly be engaged in delivering the digital mandate.
The use of satellite technology, which includes 5G network satellites, could help to manage natural disaster situations, such as sending early warnings to the public. As such, the Ministry of Communications and Multimedia (KKMM) is planning to use satellite technology to improve communication systems in the face of disaster.
Its Deputy Minister, Datuk Zahidi Zainul Abidin said the improvement aims to prevent telecommunication network disruptions during disasters, such as the situation experienced during the massive floods that hit the country last month. Adding to that, Zahidi said that the cost of using satellite technology was lower and the time to implement it was also shorter.
Moving on, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs emphasizes the importance of education for Myanmar refugees to help find a solution to the Rohingya refugee issue in the country. Its Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Abdullah said the children were in urgent need of access to education to prevent them from getting involved in social problems and at the same time to help facilitate their resettlement in third country.
Adding to that, he said the ministry was looking at ways to empower and increase funding for refugee schools run by non-governmental organization NGOs to ensure that Rohingya refugee children in the country do not drop out of the education system. Besides that, the issue of Rohingya refugees in this country needs to be addressed as a whole by the relevant agencies and ministries.
Now on to some global updates. 7 people were confirmed dead and 2 are still missing after a flooding occurred at a power station building in southwest China's Sichuan province on Wednesday. The flooding took place at around 1:40 p.m. and trapped 11 maintenance personnel in the power station. By Thursday afternoon, 2 of the trapped people were rescued, while 7 were confirmed dead.
Some buildings and vehicles around the power station were also flooded, and a section of a nearby national highway was cut off. As of 3:30 Thursday, more than 500 people have been dispatched to rescue the trapped personnel and carry out relevant emergency responses. Rescuers at the site said the geographical conditions around the power station have made it difficult to locate the missing workers. The power station is located only about 1 kilometer from a conjunction of 2 streams.
And that concludes TVS Nightline for tonight. Once again, I'm Hari Zainuddin. It's been a pleasure.
Penggunaan